Well, good morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you see this. I thought I'd do just a short video. Um, I will say up front that this may be getting heavy, so if you don't want to hear anything that's not light and airy or whatever that I normally do, and is a heavy topic, you might want to click off. Might be some trigger. Excuse me, got a cough. But I just want to say that I'm sort of back. I am feeling better. Not up to par. But what I want to talk about, you see the title, which is about protecting your heart by retraining your brain. I should know better because I've worked in mental health for over 20 years, so I know there's a mind-body connection and all that kind of stuff. But just, I've learned a lot in the past month, and I'm still learning. What happened to me was I was just on a hike. I have another channel where I do traveling, which is not going to happen anytime soon. So in lieu of that, I've been doing a little hiking around the area close by. And I didn't get very far, and I lost my breath. I became a little bit disoriented. I was only a quarter mile, so it's in the woods, but anyway, I shouldn't have been disoriented. I don't know what happened, and it's happened on and off for a while, and some other symptoms too, high heart rate and whatnot. But so anyway, I got out from the hike and I went to urgent care because I thought I was having an asthma attack, and I thought I'm going to have this checked out. I'm tired of this. It just happens when I exert myself, and so I want to get to the bottom of it. So basically what happened, my blood pressure was kind of stroke level for some people, but so I wound up in the ER, and I wound up, make long story short, all kinds of testing, pulmonary after the ER, pulmonary testing, cardiac testing, ultrasounds, x-rays, and the usual stuff. Everything came back normal. There's nothing wrong with me. That's what they always say. There's nothing wrong with me, so it was suggested that I go into mental health therapy, which I had started, but in a couple of weeks I went through 5 therapists. I didn't like them. Or I didn't think they were a good fit for me. They didn't understand me. So what's new with that, right? With the INFP, what's new with that? Nobody understands us. So, yeah, my daughter told me that maybe I should just stop that and just go with the flow. Stick with somebody. So I'm learning. That's one thing I'm learning, is to take advice and help from other people. You know, we are so independent, and I think the independence now comes from maybe a fear of rejection. We don't want to be rejected, we don't want to be misunderstood, we don't want to be whatever, so we just do our own thing. It's a lot easier than having to deal with it. So I'm sticking with that, trying to get my blood pressure down. I had a normal reading the other day, which I celebrated, but scared to take my blood pressure. I'm scared to take it because I don't want it to be too high. But there's nothing they can do about it. I have been on medication for years for it, but I've taken whatever I can take. And I live a healthy lifestyle, so I don't know what else I think it is. Come to find out, there's stuff in my brain. So I have been to the doctors. I don't like Western medicine that much, so I've been to a spiritual healer. I go to, you know, typical INFP form. I'll try anything. I want every possibility. I'll look at any possibility. And so a spiritual healer told me that my heart is not working correctly. That's before all the tests. My heart is not working correctly because I've been giving too much of it away. She has no idea about the INFP. She's not psychological. She's New Age spirituality, so didn't even know anything about that about me. But that's interesting because yeah, I have been giving too much of it away. So I thought, well, all I have to do is just rein in what I give to people. That's all I have to do. But what I found out, staying at home, because my doctor told me to just rest. I wasn't put on bed rest, but I was told to rest. He said that would bring down my blood pressure. So that's what I've done, and I've isolated. I found out I really can't be around people. I'm just doing my own thing, which I'm really enjoying. I'm giving self-care to me. I'm not doing it outwardly. I think, at INFP, two things that we do just on a just what we do is one was that we're the deepest feeler. We're deep feelers with the FI, and the NE with the extroverted intuition. We are out scoping the whole world and area, and we take it all in. So I think what I've done, I can't meditate. Everybody says, well, you need to meditate. And I can't meditate because my brain still goes. It runs, 120 miles an hour regardless. We can ruminate, INFPs, we can ruminate, we can think of things and all kinds of possibilities. It can rain one drop and then I'll have the world flooding in about 5 minutes of my thoughts. Everything goes everywhere. My windshield wipers don't work. How can I do this? How can I, it just goes a million different directions. One of my daughters who came to stay with me one day, I have had more connection with my kids since all this happened, which is good. And we were just having a conversation, and then in the middle of it, she just laughed at me and she said, where are you thinking? What are you thinking about all these things? Where's your mind going? And I'm thinking, I'm just having a normal conversation. So I'm thinking, okay, well, I can't do that. So what I found out, and I know I'm making this long, and it's a little bit longer than I thought, but I am feeling better talking to you, is that instead of meditation, I found out that if I would take a nap, not really a nap, but just lie down in a quiet place in my home for a little bit, and I would turn on some of I listen to frequency videos on YouTube. Some people listen to the streams and the birds chirping or whatever. I like to listen to those for frequencies. Look it up. There's one I like that I started doing, which is a dopamine and serotonin enhancer. So I found out if I listen to that for about an hour, I feel a lot better. I have more energy. And then there's one I do that removes negative energy, Tibetan bowls I listen to. And I just have different frequencies and things I listen to depending on what I think I need. And then I will lie down on my left side, because that's the best way to sleep is on your left side for your heart. That's just FYI. But, and I do. And I started, and I tell my brain to not think, to slow down, calm down, don't think. And it was hard in the beginning, but then it's easier to do. And I actually felt information or whatever. I don't know what exactly. It wasn't 3D. Felt it leaving my frontal lobe of my brain. And then it started feeling like my brain was unraveling, like it was a tight ball of yarn with all this information in there, because we do keep information, and our mind's like a computer, or computer's like a mind. Every once in a while with your computer, you have to clean out your files. And so I would suggest to everybody, like, retrain your brain. Don't retrain who you are. You're still INFP, but some of the things that you need to do, two things. One main thing is the self-care. Treat yourself the way you treat other people. Treat yourself first before you treat other people. And I know that goes against the grain a little bit with who we are, but not so much, because most people do that anyway. So I don't think people are going to think too much of it. Just do what you can. And that's one rethinking that I've had to do. And then I'm slowly unraveling what's in the brain, and I'm cleaning out the files that don't need to be in there. I've done away with people that I've actually made a list of people who are important to me, that I want to keep in my life, that I want to give my energy to, that I want to give my heart, my feelings, the FI to, and that's where I'm going. And everybody else, they just get the crumbs. I breadcrumb now. I've reversed it. Instead of, we're the ones that get ghosted, we're the ones that get used, we're the ones that get breadcrumbed, we're the ones that get whatever. I've got all these videos. If this is the first time here, welcome. Check out all my videos. This is how INFPs get treated in the world. I'm reversing it, and I'm taking it all to myself. I'm giving it all to myself right now. And right now I'm not around people. I'm giving it all to myself, and I actually feel really good. I feel complete. I feel like I don't wonder what in the world am I going to be doing. I know I'm older, but I mean, even if I was 20 or 30, what am I going to do with my life? I still think I should have at least 20 more years left, if I can get my blood pressure right. So, I don't feel like I need to be traveling all the time. I feel comfortable being in my skin. I feel comfortable being at home, and who I am. So that's how you kind of rethink your brain. Is going to protect your heart. And protecting our heart, which is, I'll rephrase this, into the MBTI, because I'm getting into several different topics here. Rethinking your brain, retraining your brain, which I would think would be the extroverted intuition that we have when we're scanning the whole universe and we're taking it all in, and we can do that. Connect the dots really good. I'm trying not to connect dots. I'm trying not to have the TV on. I've got tennis on right now. I'll show you. I won't get busted for having it, I don't think. Yeah, tennis on. I do not watch the news. I do not keep up with people. I don't connect the dots. I don't do research online. Social media is at a minimum. So that I don't do anymore. I'm working more on my tertiary. That's what I'm doing. I'm working more on the tertiary components that we have. Doing more sensing. Less intuition. That's helping me. And also with the FI is protecting your heart with your internal feelings. I'm not around people to have my feelings being hurt all the time, or being kind of agitated or whatever. Or like, well, that doesn't make sense. I don't have the need. We are mediators. INFPs are the mediator of the MBTI. I don't have a need when I'm online anymore to explain somebody's opinion or to back them up or defend them. I'm just like, that's not my circus, not my monkey. I'm just going to take care of me. And that's what I do. So basically that's what I'm doing. I just want to tell it. Oh, and there's one thing I wanted to mention. I'm wondering, I just kind of wonder, because we are the feelers of the MBTI and feel so deeply, I'm wondering how many of us have experienced trauma, and particularly in our childhoods, when all of this personality is developing. That came to my mind the other day. I do think a little bit because I'm working on myself, me and my therapist, and just me and my therapist. I don't Google, I don't go to WebMD, I don't do all that kind of stuff anymore. Just taking one day at a time, 1 minute at a time. But as I started unraveling my brains, trying to retrain my brain, it came to me that people who have upset me lately to get me to where I am, like losing a friend last fall. I had 2 deaths in the family in January. One was my kid's father, who I haven't had much to do with him since the 80s, but it affected me a whole lot deeper than I expected it to when he passed away. And then I have an aunt that was my favorite aunt that passed away. But I'm learning, well, the point of this is I'm learning that it wasn't the individual person. It's what they represent, which was a fear in me and a trigger for me, and maybe some trauma from wherever that I've been stuffing down. So I'm working on that a little bit too. I'm going to continue to unravel it, clear my brain, clean out the files, detox myself, only associate, learning this, only associating with people, places, things, whatever, with my feelings, those that is reciprocated, that mean a lot to me. I don't have to catch feelings for everybody that walks down the street. Not going to do that anymore. Not going to catch feelings for what I see on TV. Not going to catch if I bump the table and it makes a dent, I'm not going to be all upset over it. Not going to think it hurts. The table, I mean I can catch feelings about anything. So that's what I've been doing. That's something I just want to put out there for everybody. Just take care of yourself first. It's okay to do. It's not selfish. I know people say love yourself, and we say, well, yeah, I love myself. No, take care of yourself first. Do things for yourself that you normally would do for other people. Do it first. And I know a lot of you have families, and you can say, well, I can't do it. I can't do it. Give yourself some time every day. Set aside some time every day and stick to it, and just tell people around you this is what you're going to do. And set those boundaries, because we're not very good at it, and do it every day. Whatever it is that is pleasant for you to de-stress, debrief, whatever, and keep to it. Just don't keep everything internalized, and take in the sponge. We're being sponges. Just let the sponge dry out for a while. Don't take any more information in than you absolutely have to, and just declutter your brain. Protecting your brain will also, retraining your brain will protect your heart. And you'll be a whole lot happier, I think. I think I'm a whole lot more satisfied now than I've been in my whole life. And I have been a therapist, and I have been in mental health for over 20 years, like I said earlier. And I have been to therapy my whole life, on and off. And I have done, we are insightful, but it's just now started to click. It's all really was surface level, and it's all kind of starting to click. My insight into this, what was really going on. So that's just all I want to say. It's good to kind of be back. I don't know when I'm going to publish another video. I still have all of your list. The next one up is someone wanted me to do a video on what I would say to someone in their 20s. That's going to take a lot of thinking, that I'm not able to do that right now because I'm kind of in a brain fog and I'm trying to zone out. But some of what I said in this video is exactly what I would say to somebody in their 20s. But I will do that next, whenever that is. I'm having really good days now, and then today's not been such a good day. I've got a lot of brain fog. So on a day when it's clear and I can think clearly and I want to dive deep, I'll start back with the questions and the more information that you want to hear. But I just wanted to put this out there because I do care about you. I do care about all of us. I don't want anybody to wind up like I wound up. It's good that I am in as good shape as I am, because I could have very well had a stroke out there by myself in the woods. But everything worked out, and I think it's going to be fine. So, yeah. So, again, just put your comments below. I love your comments. I love your likes. It helps get the word out. Share if you like to do that, too. And until next time, stay safe.